Greetings. So left off last time. I'm in. I just made it to Keesler. Graduated from Lackland basic training. Um, got a taste of being a civilian for a second. Got onto the base at Lackland. Was handed a whole new set of rules, a new dorm, stripped of any type of power because of having to start over with. I'm not a dorm chief anymore. Now the rank on your sleeve matters, or I found out these ropes matter. So I would see people with these ropes on their shoulders, on their left shoulder, green rope, a lot of them, yellow rope, not so many, and then one or two red ropes. So immediately I started inquiring about that. The thing that I always relished was not my mind, it was physicality. So I was just looking for, hey, how can I be most physical? I can excel at that. So it was PT. I was a part of the Red Wolf Squadron, and I loved that. And trying to become a cryptographic maintenance technician, apprentice, and it was insane the stuff I got to learn about because I learned quickly you want to be in the rear with the gear. You don't want to be up front because my mother told me I make a great target, so maybe don't go out there getting shot at. So I'm observing and having to start over. The shock of you can't leave the base or anything else like that, but I'm gonna be here for 6 months. You're in the training mode, you need to acclimate. And it's all a reason why, because as soon as you go off base, the little money that you have saved is gonna be blown, they know that. They tell you every damn time, don't get married. People think I can get married and I can live off base, and then they forget that getting married is getting married to another person, and that is rough because it's normally going to be somebody in your class. So you're doing PT with them, you're going to school with them all day, learning about your chosen profession in the military. Then you're having to go home with them. When is your break from them? And any small thing becomes a large thing because you don't know that person. Time is condensed. You think that you fell hard in love, and we watched it time and time again. And the first thing after they told us not to get married, and they told us why, because in the state of Mississippi, you need to be married for over a year before you can have a divorce. We were only going to be there for 6.5 months. So it was like, ooh, that is not good. So, and again, you can't tell anyone anything, and people did it anyway. And 3 weeks into their marriage, they're in class, and it becomes a crying session to the professor and anybody who will listen about how horrible their spouse is. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty bad. They told you not to do that for a reason. Second part was, you don't go, as soon as you go off base, you're gonna get a tattoo. And the tattoo parlors knew that, so they set up tattoo shops right outside base. Because again, everybody want to go out there. I'm over 18. I can get a tattoo now. Car dealerships, all that kind of. You didn't need a car, so but people were trying to force their way back into normalcy, which I kind of laughed at. But I was there for a different reason. I was there to reinvent myself. And I loved the physicality of it, the runs, the PT and things like that. So I would purposely make sure that I stood above in all of our events for physical training, and quickly became known as the PT Nazi. and I couldn't stop laughing at that moniker. But I trained them harder than we were at basic training, and they hated that because it was like a lot more lax version, and I'm like I love the challenge. And then I would purposely run with the slow people, and I would make them faster because I could set the pace, and they would be complaining the whole time, and I would love it so much, and they have to keep up with me. Um, and then as I became a rope, became a green rope, um, got a chance to uh, march flights by myself, and I loved that. Uh, and then one day I had the opportunity of a lifetime, but I wasn't ready. I had my soul taken by someone. Um, this sergeant, master sergeant, uh, red beret or black beret, I can't remember, stops our flight. And he locks us up. We're standing at attention. And he says, I'm looking for somebody, a warrior, to come out and join TACP and become a tactical aircraft patroller, get embedded with the Army and drop bombs on the enemy front line. He's like, you have to do X amount of push-ups, a swim, a run, pull-ups, and you can become TACP. He's like, you're gonna get shot at and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm like, that sounds like a challenge. I'm being challenged right now. And he's like, just come with me and I'll hook you up. And I had a chance right then and there. But he talked about swimming. I was on a swim team. I know I could swim. I could swim like a fish. The only problem I have is when I stop swimming, I sink to the bottom of whatever body of water I'm swimming in. That fear of the water, because I know they're gonna try and drown me, ruled me. I hated that. I look back on it now, I was like, damn it, I should have capitalized on that situation. I should have pushed myself in that moment. I did not. I did not take the challenge. I think it would have been cool as hell to become TACP now, because I met, in my job, I met one of the guys, and this dude was awesome. He's wrecked, jumping out of airplanes, getting blown up, hearing all messed up. But he's a modern day hero. He's awesome. And I have nothing but respect for the guy. I became more and more acclimated to our life there at Keesler. But I was finding I was struggling the more I went to class because it became more and more about mathematics. Mathematics always being my weak point. I would have to stay after class or go before class, mostly stay after class. I sit in the front, I did everything I had to do, and I would ask for more work and do whatever lab we were doing over and over and over again, one-on-one with the teacher. And the teacher would get fed up, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna pass your class, period. I just need more help. I'm determined enough, and I understand that. So I did, and I would get so frustrated at myself, and I would be marching us back because I would have to either skip lunch or something to march us back. And it was just rough because I was finding out that I was weak with my mind, and I wanted no part of that. Funny things would happen to me there. I had never heard, we would go to this place all the time where it was like place to play pool, video games, just relax. And they had a station on loop. And I did not know that the song Freebird was basically two different songs until one day we stayed in this place. The Vandenberg was what it was called. And, we stayed in this place long enough um, uh, to hear the whole song. And I'm like, what is this, country or something like that? And I'm listening to it. Leonard Skinner chime on about this, how this bird will never change uh, or chain. And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden, it kicks into uh, the guitar solo, and I was like, oh my God, this is one song. This is amazing. And I fell in love with the song right there on the spot because I heard the song before in Saving Private Ryan, not Saving Private Ryan, Forrest Gump. And when Jenny's about to commit suicide, and they play it, the slow part of it, so I thought that was one song. Then they play the fast part of it when she's about to jump off the building. And I thought it was just two different songs. I never listened to the whole song because it's damn near, what, 8 minutes long? I later found out they made when they play it live in concert, um, you got to check it out on YouTube if you ever can. Um, it's like 17 minutes or something like that. It's insane. And they're showing the whole crowd, and it's one black guy. And I was like, that dude gets it. so one black guy in the crowd. I was like, hey, that would have been me. Because I'm hell-bent determined to go see Metallica. But I just, little things like that made it so much more interesting for me, and figuring out more and more about my weaknesses. Um, and my other part was I was still irresponsible financially, irresponsible, and immature. So I needed a lot of work, and and it was going to come to me in the weirdest way possible. And we'll start building into that next time. Next time, I think I'll try to show you guys some pictures. The channel is called Milton Turner Photography. I briefly touched on as a way I fight my PTSD. And I have an easel now. I'll bring out here and I'll show you a photograph and tell you what's going on behind the camera. Take care, and like always, be the reason somebody smiles today. Take care.